Hey, what's up guys, it's the Strong Boys 19 here, and we are back into the Rolling Stones discography, and you know, I'm always going to wear this t-shirt if I review any of their albums. So yeah, this is going to be my review on their fourth album entitled Aftermath. Aftermath came out in 1966, and it's the follow-up to the great masterpiece Out of Our Heads, which I really enjoyed a lot. I mean, you know, Out of Our Heads for me was like half of a cover album and half of their own material. But on this one, Aftermath was really like the first actual proper album from the Rolling Stones to have, you know, most of their songs done and written by the whole band basically. And you know, Andrew Luke Oldham is still the producer for the album, and just like their predecessors, and Decca Records is still the UK label for the album, and just like the other predecessors with the British version and the American versions, there are just different versions with this album, you know, on those two countries. But yeah. So Aftermath for me was a pretty interesting album when I listened to it, because it's like the first album from their entire discography to have a lot of musical experimentation towards their style of music. I mean, there was just nothing wrong with experimentation on their type of music. I mean, when the band had been experimenting with different styles, it can just work, you know, 100% perfectly. So yeah, I just really enjoyed a lot of the songs on here. They're just like the other albums. They're just full of energy with loads of really unique musical styles, and the song structures are just really unique, and it's just like the same tempo throughout, you know, a track to another, or maybe the song structures was like from a quick paced type of piece, then just combines with a slower type of pace on the whole creativity type of thing. So this album is like a mixture between different types of genres, and I think they were quite influenced by these genres, and it's still continuing the rock and roll type of thing, but in this one they've really added in some bit more musical styles from different genres with their rock music, which are Baroque pop, and there was the blues rock genre, and it's just like Rubber Soul by the Beatles, that the Beatles' music had been, you know, influenced by different genres, and that's what the Rolling Stones did. I think they have been influenced by these different types of genres, and it really works perfectly. And there are a few instruments that have been included with their songs. For songs like Painted Black, where Brian Jones uses the sitar. There was the harmonica on the song High and Dry. There was the marimbas, which is the African xylophone on the songs Under My Thumb and Out of Time. And, you know, those types of instruments really suit their whole musical style. And to me, I think this is like a much more of a better album than their debut, in my honest opinion, and it's just very unique. And the production on the album is absolutely great, and I just love the sounds of the instruments, of the electric guitars that sounded like, you know, classic, proper distorted type of guitar, and you know, the drums sounded great, the percussion really suits, and the performances of Mick Jagger, his vocal style is still going really strong. It's still a very very upbeat type of album that you guys need to check out, and I would just enjoy it all the way through, just like the other 3 albums I've reviewed. So yeah, I don't really know what to say a lot about this album, but other than that, you should just definitely check out the album. If you like these types of albums that feature some experimentation between the music, with a lot more genres and instruments added in to the main genre of any group's music. So yeah, and there's just nothing wrong with this album for me, and it's just gonna be one of my most favourite albums from the Rolling Stones. If I'll do the top 10 list of my favourite albums from this band. So yeah, so that just basically sums it up for my review on Aftermath by the Rolling Stones. And I know this review is just quick, like the review of Out of Our Heads, but hey, just give me a break. So I'm just going to move on to their next album, Between the Buttons, in the future. So yeah, so the album rating for Aftermath is going to be a 9.5 out of 10. So thanks for watching, guys.